Leave these down. All right.
And then we can put the, you know, what, let's wait a couple of minutes because the contemporary issues gets finished at 3:30.
Yeah, we have some people trickling in.
He's going to check the kitchen and all that stuff. We'll see what happens.
What's the story on this? I should ask now. Be surprised.
Those are just some of the activities I've done here. And watercolor. things
Oh,
like that.
what is your title?
Activity coordinator, assisted living activity coordinator.
They have so much pork and chicken all the time. And they have broccoli all the time. And they have controllers with so many different kinds of cultures. We are Italian or American. And some of us like garlic and some of us like Mexican foods. And they just can't seem to hit the right.
Yeah, one meeting. Would you close the doors? Or maybe somebody else would close the doors. Keep the far right one.
How long have you been here? Oh, 2.5 years. Oh, what happened? Have you noticed the pork and chicken and broccoli and well, the broccoli is all. Yeah. Every day and yeah. It's a well, there's like 2 people here and we all have different tastes. So yeah, there's no way. Yeah, well, I take my roots and how much do you have the garlic and pepper. And garlic, yeah, I got your mind too. Yeah, and I eat it and I shut up. That's what I do. Yeah. But I always adjust. Yeah. But I like their eyes. I'm not crazy. And we tell me after good desserts, which I know being but did you go to the beginning this afternoon? Yeah. What was your recommendation food? Upstairs, just like ours down here.
You're all comfortable with kitchen.
Yeah, back down. Well,
Good idea.
you know, food and
I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes till contemporary issues gets down here. She's doing it.
One for a long time. But I can remember once before, we used to have it every week. Oh, okay, now she comes. That's better. Yours, one,
I'm glad you thought of that. That's yours. You know how to work it.
Yeah.
Testing.
The red dot.
We're sure you're talking to the microphones, I swear I have to have them on here. You can turn it on. Your last name is Bearish.
Tavares.
Oh, okay. Yes.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
The light is sitting.
Ask her what the funniest thing she's ever happened to her ear.
Okay, I guess we, wait. Okay, I'll take care of it. I guess we want the door closed, huh? And will you close the door or? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sitting up front.
Yes, so I can see you better, I can hear you better.
Okay.
My eyes on.
Thank you all for coming. I was concerned that after the long meeting we just had, that you'd be napping, but now you'll be napping here maybe. I hope not. Okay, we were supposed to have 2 people today, but Mirabelle wasn't, she was occupied doing something else. So there was a conflict. So we have the honor of having Jocelyn DeBarris, who's in charge of activities in the lodge, right?
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, my name is Jocelyn Mendez Tavares. I'm the Assisted Living Activity Coordinator.
Okay, well, let's start with where life started for you.
Okay. Well, life started for me. I was born in San Jose, California, 30 years ago. I just turned 30 this year. And I was raised there in San Jose, California. My mom is a single mother of 5 kids. Yes, it was hard. Oops, sorry. That's me growing up. Wrong slide.
Can you
And-
see, am I in the way?
I hope you can see those pictures up there. So that's me as a baby on the right. And then the little stroller little stroller thing. Then in the middle picture is my older brother, me, one of my brothers, and my younger sister. So growing up in San Jose, like I mentioned, my mom was a single mother of 5 kids. I grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment with 6 people for majority of my life. It wasn't easy. Also, I didn't speak English until I was 10 because the adults in my family only spoke Spanish. And that's what I grew up learning, Spanish. The reason why I started speaking English is because we moved from the west side of town to the south side, like South San Jose. And I think the first day of class, I thought they were yelling at me or something. I didn't know what they were saying in English. I had no idea. So I cried all day. And when it was time to be picked up, they told my mom, sorry, I should mention to you that I get really nervous speaking in front of a crowd. Yeah. So they asked my mom, like, oh, she was crying all day. We think something's wrong with her. My mom asked them, like, what language are you speaking? They said English. And she told them, like, she doesn't speak English. She only speaks Spanish. So at 10 years old, I started to learn how to speak English and how to read it and write it. We would go to a ESL class. There was a teacher at her school, and like maybe four of the students would go to her class and she would teach us.
And you can hardly tell. She doesn't have an accent, even if you're able to switch.
Yeah, I was able to switch.
Okay.
And now I am. I'm the second oldest. My older brother, he was born with cerebral palsy and epilepsy. That is him right here. And I grew up, since I was 11, I grew up taking care of my siblings. Till this day, my older brother, he lives with me, and I still take care of him. I take him to his appointments. We go out to trips. We meet with a social worker. He goes to a day program where they pick him up every day and they take him out, and he volunteers and does things like that to stay social. And we meet with his program director, all these things.
And you pretty much take care of your mother too.
Yes. I also take care of my mother. She's 60 years old. She has diabetes. She speaks English, but not as well. So when it comes to the hard talks, and doctor's appointments, I go with her and I go with my brother.
Now, can you imagine what kind of a life? You're taking care of 3 people plus working
And myself.
and
Yes. It hasn't been easy, but my mom taught me how to be resilient, how to be a hard worker, and how to be strong.
and you're about to be married someday soon.
Yes. So I'm a first generation born here, first generation college student, first generation everything. So we'll move forwards. These are my accomplishments. I'm the first one in my family to go to college, to graduate, to transfer, and go to university. Right there on the left, on the top, that's my mom, me and my mom, when I graduated from San Jose City College, 2016. And these 2 on the top, I received 2 scholarships when I went to San Jose State. I had a 3.0 throughout the whole time that I attended San Jose State. So
Have you finished now?
yes, I graduated 2018. Yeah. So
You have what kind of a degree and what major? And
I have an associate's in liberal arts and a bachelor's in sociology with a minor in Mexican American studies, also known as ethnic studies now. When I was going to community college, it took me 5 years to finish because I started my first job when I was 16 and going to high school and taking care of my family. So when I went to community college, I was still doing the same thing. And I was only taking 2 classes because it was just so much to take on at the time. And there's times where I wanted to just quit, but I knew that if I continued going to school and get my education, it was going to benefit my family and I in the future.
and they are dependent on you financially.
Yes, my mom and my brother.
And tell us the first job that you had.
Okay, the first job I had was at McDonald's as a 16-year-old going to high school. I actually was there for about 5 years because I didn't have a car. It was hard. I had to take the city bus to go to high school, to go to college. I walked everywhere, whatever I was able to do. So I was at McDonald's for 5 years up until I was like 21. And I was like, I need to take a risk. I need to go somewhere else that's going to help me and benefit me. So I went to retail after that.
What did you do at McDonald's?
What did I do? I worked in the drive-through. I took orders. I made food. I cleaned the tables, the bathrooms, everything.
And McDonald's where?
It's actually a good story. It's the first McDonald's that was built in San Jose. It's on Almaden Expressway, and it's the only one that still has the arches. Yeah, that's the first McDonald's in San Jose, and that's where I worked. It's like Foxworth, Almaden Expressway, and Ironwood or something like that. It was like 5 minutes away from my house. That's why I worked there.
But you didn't drive, so you had to take transportation everywhere.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I think I had to wake up at 5 in the morning to get to school on time to take the bus. And then I would do the same thing on my way home. I would go home, change, and then go to work every day.
It doesn't seem that McDonald's would be enough to help your family.
At the time, it didn't seem like it, but I was just doing whatever I can. Like my mom was working, she was babysitting. She
Okay.
would always try to get whatever job she could,
But
no matter the pay.
But your brother was home.
My brother was home and the rest of my siblings were younger than me. Yes.
Okay. Any other job?
Yes. So from McDonald's, I went to retail. I worked at Didi's Discounts. It's the same corporation as Ross, but Didi's is cheaper. I don't know if you ever heard of it. I love that store. You should check it out. There's one in Saratoga.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Didi's.
Didi's Discounts. So I worked there for about 3 years while I was still going to community college. I did everything. I did a front end cashier. I did the back stocking, where you have to put alarms on the purses, on the clothes. I did the dressing room. I did markdowns when the prices go down. That was my favorite because I was able to get things for like 50 cents sometimes. So I did that for about 3 years. And at the time I didn't have a car yet. So I would ride my bicycle from college to work
Oh,
or take the bus. Yeah, or walked, whatever I was able to do. Eventually, I was able to save money and I bought myself a 1998 Toyota Camry. It was a used one, but
1998.
Toyota Camry. I remember it was my first car. It was about $2,400 or something. So I took that everywhere. It took me from A to B to C.
Now, where does Rosemary School come in?
Okay, so after I graduated from City College, I continued working. Let's see. So I started working at Rosemary while I was working at the retail place. Rosemary Elementary School, I was an recreation leader after school. So I did that for a school year from 2018 to 2019. And this community is a low-income community, mainly Hispanic families. So as soon as they heard I spoke Spanish, they knew where to send me. It wasn't easy. In this neighborhood, a lot of the kids, students saw a lot of drive-bys. There's a lot of heavily gang-related in that neighborhood. They were going through traumatic events. It wasn't easy. It was hard. There was about 3 to 4 leaders, and there's about 100 students in that program.
I used to teach ESL at Rosemary School. I wondered, you wouldn't have been there though.
I don't know, maybe we crossed paths at some point.
Maybe. Yeah. So what next? Can you tell us? What about social services?
Okay, so I worked at a nonprofit organization called Rebecca Children's Services. I don't know if you ever heard of it. They provided mental health to children who are in the system, foster care, probation, juvenile hall, anything related to them ending up in the system. So I would provide mental health for children who were 3 years old all up until they were 21. And that wasn't easy as well, because some of the teenagers were already set in their ways. They didn't want to listen to us. It was hard, and they had a lot of behavioral problems that we were trying to help them with. Then we had younger kids who were going through really bad traumatic events as well. So I did that for about a year.
What a boring life you've had.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, while going to community college at San Jose State, I met my fiance now, Salvador. We call him Sal. I met him at community college. We had a communication class together, actually. And we did projects and things like that. And it was time to graduate, and he was going to go to UC Santa Cruz, and I was going to San Jose State. So we're like, okay, cool. We're just classmates. Next thing you know, the first day at San Jose State, I see him there. Like, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to go to UC Santa Cruz. He's like, no, I decided to come here. And then we had a class together. And after that, we ended up having a lot of classes together.
This was a communication class, and you did a good job.
Yeah. And after that, do you still want me to talk about my jobs?
Whatever.
Okay, so after doing mental health, I ended up working with the city of San Jose this last year. And I was a parking and traffic control officer, meaning I gave out parking tickets. I worked mainly during the day. There are some times where I work midnights, meaning in the middle of the night. And I going to college and going through my life and not having it easy, I always wanted to work with the community and give back, because I know how hard it is not to have support or resources, because my mom is undocumented. So it was hard to get proper resources for us because she didn't have proper documentation and things to help us, if that makes sense. So it's not easy. So I always wanted to work and give back to the community and work in social services. So working with the city in San Jose and giving parking tickets and getting yelled at for giving tickets was not fun. Yeah, and people like would follow me in my car, in my vehicle. They would yell at me. They would do all kinds of things. And it was good pay, I'm not gonna lie, but I did not enjoy doing that. And I thought to myself, can I do this the rest of my life? And I said, no, I can't. So I had surgery last year. And after that, I decided to resign and find something that I would like. And that's how I ended up here. And I really enjoy working here. And this is the first job where I really enjoyed working here, coming to work. Everyone puts a smile on my face. I love doing this. Yes, we have challenges sometimes, but I like doing what I do. And eventually, I want to go back to school and get my master's. I've been thinking about that a few years.
How did you find TLG?
I found it on Indeed. I was on Indeed. It's like a program, a website where people post listings, jobs. I'm just scrolling and applied to different places. And I was like, activity coordinator or assistant. Actually, the position was for activity assistant. I was like, I think I can do that. I did activities at the school and stuff. So I came, I did my interview. The next day, they offered me a job. Within, I think the first or second week, the coordinator had resigned. So I was like, okay, well, what did I put myself through? What am I going to do? I kept coming every day and learning and doing everything. And eventually I got the promotion and I'm here now.
At the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have any other jobs now except this one.
No,
And it
no.
sounds like you did a lot of things at the same time.
Yes, at the time, because I was going to college and I actually paid myself through college. I graduated with zero debt, which is why I worked multiple jobs. And I didn't want to graduate with owing thousands of dollars because like, where am I going to get that money from? And actually, I didn't even think I was going to go to college because I couldn't afford it. Like my family they had no money. They couldn't support me with anything. But I decided to go and I decided to keep going no matter what obstacle came. And I graduated, I transferred, I graduated again, and I'm here now. Also, I no longer live in a one-bedroom apartment. We live in a 3-bedroom apartment now. Let's see. So this is Sal and I. After we graduated, he actually went to the police academy for 6 months. And it wasn't easy. I barely saw him. He was going Monday to Friday. He would get up at 3 in the morning and wouldn't get home till 7. And at the time, I was working at the school and I would come home, I would cook, I would make him lunch because he didn't have time. He was exhausted. And then he would eat dinner, shower, and then he would fall asleep and do the same thing the next day for 6 months. On the weekends, I went to outings by myself because he was studying with his classmates. They have to study, they have like 40 books they give them of like laws and things in the state, and they had to remember every single one of them. He was actually, they were tased in the academy. They were pepper sprayed. They ran through hills in 100-degree weather. He lost like 30 pounds. And then in that second picture, he's a little bald because they had to shave their head every day. And that day was the last day of the academy, and they were doing a final run, and they were honoring an officer who was undercover, who showed up to a crime scene one day or something was happening, and they didn't know who was undercover, and he was shot accidentally and he died, unfortunately. So they were honoring that officer that day when they were doing their last run. It was actually nice. They had a helicopter. It was really nice. Families were able to go out. And then that third picture was his graduation day. It was September 16, about almost 4 years ago. And then go ahead.
Did you wear a uniform when you were giving tickets?
Yes, I did. I wore a badge and everything. I was technically an officer without being an officer. Yeah.
And what was the biggest challenge? Was there any or?
Yes, it was giving tickets while people were like walking out of their house. Yeah. Sometimes I would be if they were nice to me, I wouldn't give them the ticket.
Oh.
But if they were mean, I would give them the ticket. Because we had that discrepancy, right? If you can decide whether if someone's coming up to their car, you decide whether you want to give them the ticket or not. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Right there on the right, I had the honor to pin him after his graduation. When they graduate, they choose someone to give him the honor to pin them after they graduate. And he asked me to do that for him. So I did that, and he actually works for Milpitas, the city of Milpitas, and we live in San Jose.
And you will live in the same place?
Right now we are actually trying to save money to get a home eventually. Yeah. And we've been doing that for a few years, and we're going to continue doing that until we have enough to buy something. I know we're trying to save the most money. That way we don't have to pay so much for a like mortgage. Yeah. But sometimes I think we're just going to have to make a risk and go for it at some point.
Yeah, because it's very expensive to live here now.
It is. So that's him. That's Sal. We've been together going, this September, it'll be 6 years. And he actually proposed to me in April. Let's see. Oh, there we go. On my 30th birthday party, all our friends and family were there. I had no idea he got on his knee and asked me to marry him.
You did not know ahead of time.
No, I didn't. It's funny that leading up to that moment, all week, he was like, "Hey, do you love me?" "Yes, I do. Why are you asking me so many times?" And then that morning, I was going to wear pink because it was like a kissing my 30s goodbye. It was like pink theme. And he said, "Do I have to wear pink?" And I said, "No, because you never like to match. So wear whatever you want." He went to the store and came back. And he came back with that pink polo. I'm like, "Okay, I guess you want to wear pink." And he was very attentive. Like normally he's like in the corner, but he was like talking to everyone, saying hi to everyone. I was like, maybe he's trying to make my 30th birthday extra special. But after we cut the cake, he had a speech. He's like, "Thank you everyone for coming." And I was like, "Why are you doing that? You never do this." And then out of nowhere, he got on his knee and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then he asked me to marry him. And then clearly I cried. And then I said yes.
And no one else knew.
No, nobody knew. One of his best friends was like so upset. He jumped out of his chair and was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" One of his partners. Yeah.
So when is the wedding going to be, or do you know?
We want it to be next year in October because we need to save money for our wedding. And I do not want a summer wedding. It's too hot, I feel. And I don't want to be running around with everything not going as right and being hot, So I like the outdoors. I want it somewhere outdoorsy, like October. It's not too cold, not too hot. Yeah. So here's the ring. Yeah, I actually got him. He told me to go get my nails done for my birthday too. He's like, "I'll pay for them." And I'm like, I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, "Okay, I'll get my nails done." And I don't really get my nails done either. It's only for special occasions like that. But at the time, I didn't know.
Nice pictures you have.
Oh, thank you. It was really hard to choose which ones I was going to show. There's so many pictures. Yes, we had bundt cakes. Yeah, they're really good. And then actually, since we live in apartments, we had the party in the patio. It's a 4-unit apartment, so we just let the resident, like our neighbors know, like, "Hey, we're going to throw this party. You guys come down and get some food." They get embarrassed, but we're like, "Whatever, like just come down." And they were part of it. They came out and everyone was screaming. It was nice. There's a video, but it's hard to put a video on this.
Good job, lady. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Any challenges here or funny things that have happened?
Funny things. I think every day is different. I used to come in like, oh, I have my plan, I have my schedule ready to go. That's not how it turns out here. As soon as I come in, clock in, we have a dog running around. We have all kinds of things going on.
And what your activities coordinator, what kind of activities?
Okay, well, we have a lot. We have bingo, we have watercolor class, we have painting, we have charades, we have arts and crafts, we have board games, we have performers that come out. There's so many going on right now. Yeah. And I'm sorry? Oh, well, I thought someone was asking me something. Oh, yes, I also teach Spanish. I forgot. Out of the many things, yeah, I teach Spanish. The residents really like to come to the activity.
How many come for Spanish?
We have about 5 or 6, depending what they have going on. Sometimes they have appointments they have to miss.
Okay.
And I just invite everyone to come join whenever they feel like coming. That's okay. If they miss one, it's okay with me. I'm not docking points.
And do independent?
Yeah, some independent living residents go. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all I have to ask.
Okay, but I do have
You
more
did a good job, yeah.
pictures. This is my family. This is my sister and my nephew, and then my brother, my mom, of course, my sister, Sal, my fiance, my younger brother, and his girlfriend. And I do have another brother, but he has a family. He doesn't come around too much. And that's my nephew. He's actually autistic. He was diagnosed at a really young age before he went into daycare. He's really talkative now, and he loves Paw Patrol. That's his favorite. And then I do have a few pictures of trips and adventures I've been on with Sal and I and my mom and my brother, if you like to see them.
Yeah.
So I've gone water rafting up on the right, on the very top. That's a group of us. There was a club at San Jose State called Outdoor Adventures. And we joined that club and we would go water rafting. I actually fell out of the boat that day. I was really scared. They do a tutorial in the beginning, like if you're gonna fall out, lay flat. That didn't work. I was hitting all kinds of rocks. And honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get out of the water because the water was moving so fast. It was by Sacramento. But I see one of the oars in the water, so I pulled it and they pulled me out. There's this video about it. It felt like I was down there for like 10 minutes, but it was like less than a minute. That was like a student at San Jose State. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could have been. That was back in 2017, 2018. And then, oh, really? Huh. And up in the front in the middle, that's Mission Peak. I don't know if you heard about Mission Peak. It's in Fremont. It's a really high hill or mountain where people go hike up, and it's like steep all the way. And that stick right there, it's like it's an iconic place where you take a picture. That's how you let people know you got to the top. So that's me, and you can see the clouds up there. And then we went to the sand dunes in San Diego, like near Pismo Beach last year. Right here, we went kayaking, rollerblading in San Francisco. I'm a really outdoorsy person.
A really boring life.
We have jet skiing, bicycle riding, surfing. We've been to Bernie Falls right here on the bottom and ride motorcycles. Yeah, I like to go outdoors. My favorite thing to do is go go to different waterfalls. I've been to the one in Oregon, Monoma Falls or something like that. I loved it. Oregon is really nice. I want to go back. I do want to travel.
What about what you have up here to show?
I will show that. Oh, I have a few more slides.
Oh, okay.
So this is this last January for my 60th, my mom's 60th birthday. I surprised her for a Disneyland trip. The 30+ years she's been here, she's never been and she's always wanted to go. So I bought tickets and I took them out there. Yes, it was really expensive, but it was fun. So that's my brother, my mom and I. And we also went to Vegas. We didn't drink, none of us drink, but we went to Vegas and that was nice. We went to the Grand Canyon. This is the Monterey Bay Aquarium down here. And then that other picture, Sal, my brother, my mom and I, we were all at Disneyland. So sometimes Sal and I go on trips by ourselves. Sometimes my mom and my brother come because he can't stay by himself. So we bring them with us depending on what we're going to do. If it's strenuous things, they kind of stay back home. That's Universal Studios up on the top. My mom wanted to check it out. She thought it was fun. And then up there, Sal, my brother's name is Carlos. He loves that Sal is a cop. He loves that he's a police officer. He's like, my brother is a police officer. And he's giving him rides in the car. It's really fun. He was stationed at the Great Mall at one point. So each officers, they have like a rotation and they are stationed at the mall, the Great Mall. So we would go visit him a lot and take him lunch and things like that. And then this is my cat, Mittens. I adopted her from a stray cat. There was a litter born, so I adopted. Well, first we thought it was a male. Turns out she was a female. So that's Mittens. She's a crazy cat. Yeah, that's her. That's her look when she gets mad at me when I take her to the vet or something. And she'll just lay there and stare at me for like hours. Just, I hate you. And then that's her again. And she's a picture person sometimes when she's in a good mood. When she's not, she just hides. And then that's my PowerPoint. Up in the front, I printed out some pictures of some of the ones that are up there if you wanted to look at them close. And I have some artwork I worked on with the residents in assisted living if you'd like to check those out up front.
But this is artwork that you did, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did here in the activities.
What's with the seashell?
The seashells, I like to go to the beach. It's my zen. I love sitting. I can watch the waves for hours. I've gone whale watching, like surfing, and it's fun. And I wanted to do like a beachy theme with seashells.
So come up and see.
Yeah. Initially, I wanted to do a social work. Right now, I'm looking at different programs that kind of will help me learn more geared towards where I'm at right now here in the community, because I would like to stay in this community. I really like it.
We like it. We like you here too.
Oh, thank you. I do try my best and I do work hard, and I learned that through my mom.
Your life is amazing. Really.
Well, thank you. I feel like it's just my everyday life and it's something I've done my whole life.
Well,
yes, I definitely grew up really fast. As I mentioned, my father wasn't in our life. I guess he didn't really want to be a father. And I learned that at a young age. So my mother has been my mother and my father my whole life. Yeah.
Any questions, anyone, before you come up to? Yeah. No, it is. She is. She's truly amazing.
I'm sorry? Yeah, so my sister, she helps, but she has a son who's autistic. It's a little harder for her. I know she struggles a lot. And my youngest brother, he helps out with like financially a little bit, but when it comes to the nitty and gritty stuff, I think I'm the one that does that because I've been doing it for a long time, and I feel like they wouldn't know what to do with that. And then I have another brother, but he has a family and things going on for himself. But I don't know if you know, but in the Hispanic culture, most of the responsibility falls on the eldest girl. Yeah, it usually is. And I've done it and I don't have a problem keep doing it, like my mom needs help and my brother, I love my brother. He's actually my half brother, but I don't see it as that. I see him as my full brother. And the reason why I don't have any kids, the reason why is because I knew at a young age that I needed to go to school and study and and graduate, because I knew that was the only way to benefit my family and myself.
Yeah, really. We'll come up and visit.
I think someone has a question on.
Oh, question.
Oh yeah, we've always tried to keep a positive mind no matter what we've been through, no matter what happened in our life. And I like to talk about it because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're such a hard worker." And that's true, but we all have our struggles, we never know what someone is going through.
You're a happy hard worker.
Yes, most of the time.
Yeah.
I've been here about 8 months. Yeah. Going on to my 9th month.
You've moved up fast.
I did. I got a promotion after 2 months being here.
Yeah.
And I think that comes with the hard work as well. My mom taught me hard work is everything, like you can't slack off or else you're going to get overseen. You're not going to get any promotions or any of that.
Well, I think the terraces were going to be here for the next 30 years. So you would have a steady job and a big family. And take advantage of all the things they could give you, like healthcare education and, do all that stuff.
And you could work up to executive director.
Mm.
I mean, well, we need more women up at the top, don't we? Yeah. Okay, let's thank you. Oh. Did you all hear that Marion is taking Spanish from Jocelyn? So you can ask her for the.
We have Spanish Wednesdays at 3:00 in the Shasta room every Wednesday. Usually, if we have an event and I have to change the day, I let you know in advance.
Okay, Oh, is that a question? Yes. Organized and patient. Are you taking Spanish? No. Okay. Okay, I guess that's all. So come on up.
Thank you so much for having me.